you want the exceptional life, don't do what everybody else is doing. Really pretty simple. That's my life philosophy in a nutshell. And it's what I teach my students here at the University of Texas. And nowhere is it easier to apply this than how you apply for a job. Here's what most people do. They send a paper resume into a black hole and hope. Don't do that. I'm here with my A student, Olivia, and we recently proved the viability of this video resume idea. The results were spectacular, literally 33 times the results a typical paper resume produces. We sent the video resume to 6 CEOs or partners. We bypassed the entire HR department in 6 commercial real estate companies. And Olivia got 4 responses and 2 job offers. In a moment, Olivia will explain that in more detail. But let me briefly explain what we did. Create a 90-second video resume. For the first 45 seconds, it's just you looking in the camera speaking directly to the potential employer. You tell them, Mr. Employer, you want these attributes in your employees. Then the second half of the video is you explaining that you have those attributes. Once you've created this 90-second video, then we create a second video that's about 15 seconds long, a teaser that gives them just a taste of you. I'll give you an example of Olivia's teaser video right now.
Real estate is all about people. I'm Olivia Kate Stevens, and I'm not your typical employee. I bring genuine connection and trust, things that matter most to your clients. Watch my full resume video and decide for yourself.
So that's the 15-second teaser video. And once you've created the teaser video and the 90-second video resume, then we write the text for a cold email guided by AI. The first thing we have to do is create a very compelling subject line. And then once the employer opens the email, we've got to get them to watch the 15-second teaser. And then in the PS, we give them the full 90-second video. Every word in the email is highly crafted to keep it short and effective. And here's the other thing we did. I mentioned it previously. We're bypassing the employer's HR department completely. We're sending a cold email to the CEO or partner, and that has proven to be highly effective because the employer is impressed that somebody had the courage to send them an atypical email to get a job. Hey, it's intriguing. And they're looking for exceptional people, not average people. And in the video, you articulate that you're not the typical employee. Boy, that is music to the employer's ears. And you're giving them strong proof of that with the video resume itself. So with that said, let me introduce you to Olivia Stevens.
Hi, John. Great to be here.
So share with our audience what we did and what the results were.
Absolutely. So 6 of Austin's top commercial and multifamily real estate firms, CBRE, Stream Realty, JLL, HPI, Endeavor, and Greystar, we went directly to the managing partners and CEOs by name, completely bypassing HR. 4 of the 6 responded. 2 of those, CBRE and Stream Realty, brought me through full interview rounds and extended job offers. The other 2 also wrote back personally to say they didn't have a current opening, which honestly was still remarkable. A senior managing director at JLL took the time to reply to a cold email from someone they've never heard of.
So were they surprised to get a cold email?
Oh, absolutely. The ones who responded seemed genuinely intrigued rather than put off. You know, I think the personalization was a big part of it. Every email we sent referenced something specific about that firm's actual work in Austin. It wasn't a mass blast and it didn't feel like spam. And I think the 15-second video did what John said it would. It got them to see me as a person before they had a chance to decide my resume wasn't qualified enough. And you know, I was just coming out of college, right? That's a completely different dynamic than a paper resume.
Right, and you know, it's pretty cool. You had no experience in commercial real estate, and I dare say they've never had a video resume.
Never. No, it was the first one. Actually, during the interviews, there was some dialogue I had with them where they would kind of discuss just how interesting that was and how exciting it was for them to receive that in their inbox and review it.
Right, right. So we might as well show you the 90-second video resume. So we'll play that now.
Hi, I'm Olivia Kate Stevens, and I'll get straight to the point. As an employer, you're looking for someone who shows up early, figures things out, earns trust fast, and makes your team better. That is exactly what I do. I'm an achiever. I don't do anything halfway. I'm drawn to real estate because it sits at the intersection of people, business, and trust, and that's where I operate best. It's foundational. It's high stakes. Relationships aren't just part of the job, they are the job. And building them quickly, authentically, under pressure, well, that's something I've been doing my whole life. Here's what you'd actually get with me on your team. I'm fast, intense, and extremely hard to discourage. I know how to walk into a room, ask the right questions, build trust, and move things forward. I don't wait to be told what to do next. And when I'm handed a hard problem, I don't flinch. I figure it out. My philosophy is simple. Be excellent in whatever role I'm given. Earn trust through action and make the people who bet on me glad they did. And in a world where AI can optimize and generate, it still can't read a room, earn trust, or lead people through uncertainty. I have emotional intelligence. That's a valuable human skill I'm uniquely blessed with, and I'd love to be a part of your team.
So anything else you want to share about the experience of doing this?
Yeah, I think for me, the hardest part was putting myself on camera, committing to it. You know, there's something uncomfortable about talking about your accomplishments and saying, I am that person directly to a camera. But that discomfort is actually the point. You know, if you can do that, you're already demonstrating the confidence and the diligence that employers are looking for. The AI-assisted email writing also helped me find the perfect tone for each company. Direct, personal, specific, and short. Every single word earned its place and helped me get as far as I did.
So maybe one final question. How has this 12-minute a day advanced leadership of self methodology impacted your life?
Yeah, I'd love to share. So I started in March of 2026. And I'll be honest with you, 12 minutes sounded too small to matter. You know, I had a lot going on at that time, and the idea that 12 minutes in the morning was really gonna change anything. I mean, it felt optimistic at best, right? Because here's what the routine does. Every morning, for 12 minutes, you are deliberately telling your subconscious who you are. Not who you hope to become when the time is right, but who you are. And John taught us that 95% of your daily actions are completely unconscious. You're not making those choices with your intellect. They're already programmed before you get there. My unconscious wasn't running a survival script that was fear-based. It was running the identity that I'd been feeding it every single morning. The part that changed my life is that I stopped negotiating with myself. 12 minutes a morning built an identity that does just the thing. There's no internal debate about whether I'm training at 5 a.m. That's not a decision I make anymore. It's simply a part of who I am. And that's the bubble up effect. You work on one thing, your thoughts, first thing in the morning, and it shows up everywhere. And the reason it worked isn't that it's 12 minutes of productivity. It's 12 minutes of becoming someone who doesn't have to be talked into their own life. Seriously, commit. It is the most powerful, life-changing decision you will ever make, and I'm so excited for you.